Should be fine. And I have an order to do. Shoot. And my shop is an absolute bloody mess. But I did. Yeah, I did. I forgot my work phone, my other work phone. Give me 2 seconds to go and grab it. That's better. Sup, GK man? I had to run and grab my other work's phone because I accidentally left it inside. It's been an absolutely hectic. What are we today? Wednesday. Absolutely hectic 3 days at work. Put it this way: last night went to bed, fell asleep, and did not wake up until my alarm went off at 6:45 this morning, which is unlike me. I'm usually up multiple times a night, barely sleep because I'm like, something pops in the bed, I'm like, oh, that's an awesome idea. And then, yeah, don't sleep. But I'm in that bloody rat shit. And stuff like that, because the amount of work I've had on the go, it's not funny. Woke up, made a sandwich, zero kingdoms. So, yeah, I've actually got to go and cook dinner still. You can see I'm still in my work uniform, my maintenance uniform. But I do actually have to cut an order because I have an order to post out tomorrow. And you can tell I've been cutting a lot of keys and haven't cleaned my machine because it is freaking caked in brass. James Randolph. How's it going, mate? Long time no see on the live. Yeah, it has been literally chaotic at work. That it's not funny. So much on the go, so many jobs on the go, rooms to get done. So I haven't had a chance to make any content. I haven't had a chance really to do anything. I've been literally at work all day, then come home and been stuck on a computer non-stop for the last couple of days. And will be for a while yet. So let's see if I can move this a little bit closer, although I need power. I might use the extension lead. Where is it? I think my phone is trying to die. Let's plug you into extension lead. And then I can move this across where I can actually see. Comment section. As I'll do some work. Yeah, one of my key machines is literally. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing a live stream. I wasn't planning on doing a video. I was literally on the phone to Daryl not long ago, chatting to him. He's on his way driving back from Canberra at the moment. He's been up there since Sunday. I've really got to fix a better. I've got to fix a better bloody light diffuser on that. I reckon I nearly have more brass sitting here at the moment than Jason's Mount Brassmore. Yeah, I can't get in there. So, yeah, I have a set of bump keys I'm going to cut and post off because, as you know, I cut all keys to order. And stuff like that. I'm still waiting on. So, as you would have heard in the last live stream, one of my suppliers sent me a message about one of my keys that I use has now been delayed until November. View the message. Don't know who you are. Commented was swearing, that's why I was held for review. I'll let James sort that one. I trust my guys to do everything. Oh, that's a lot of brass. I think I need a bigger container. Yep. Be alright if I could melt that down, wouldn't it? Oh, have you heard worse out of his mouth? Yeah. I've heard worse out of a few people's mouths. Including mine. But I'm professional. Ish. No. I am very professional these days. Although I did hear a really, really funny insult today, and I've kind of stolen it as my own. But yeah, no, that container's chockers. I'm going to have to get a bigger container. Sit that back up there for now. Might have to buy a massive brass container. All right. So, I do have to put a key order in. I'm starting to get down on the. G'day, Elijah. What's going on? Oh, you must have upset him. Just reading these comments, sorry. James, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? So that's the thing with us Aussies. We've got thick skin. So I am absolutely exhausted. I've still got to cook tea, organise my lunchbox for tomorrow. I think I've got to send out an email tonight. Another one. I think I've got to make a phone call as well. And then I might have to get a smaller brush. So much work on the go. My brain is just fried. Warning, it's going to get a little bit loud. on the upside, I can tell you now, that new printer bed works bloody great. Really good. This is your brain. This is your brain on us. Yeah. Should have seen Ladies Locks live stream. I managed to jump on and catch a wee bit of it when I was at work. When I was on my lunch break. No, morning tea break. And she's saying she don't trust me. I said I'd protect her from the dangerous animals over here. And that I've got a couple of those rabbit traps that, like in the video that I sent her the other night, and said we can play with them. Bought some Ford door locks and Ford ignition locks, different sales. The keys still matched, and it wasn't the taxi key even. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I just had a talk with a bloke that does fire stuff, like smoke alarms and fire systems and all that stuff. And he was just saying that about they had to a building, never said which or where or anything, but they had to change some of the locks out because they were using the 003, which is a fire key here in Australia, and people that weren't allowed to were gaining access using the 003 key. It's an interesting chat. And then he turns around, he goes, "Oh, damn," he goes, "I should have brought my other vehicle down." He goes, my other vehicle, I was meant to bring it. I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Because I forgot. I had some locks on it that I needed you to pick that we spoke about last time." I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I forgot about that." Oh, getting low on them. Do I have any? Yep. I've plenty there. I'm going to have to stamp them with the logo and stock up. I've got to go through all my keys and find out what I need to stock. And I do get some reading material tonight. I got in a new magazine from my supplier, my locksmith supplier, that I use for my locks for locksmith work and key blanks and all that. Looks like an interesting magazine. No, it is a brass key. I thought it might have been one of the steel keys. They don't normally make that noise. positive that's not a steel key because they don't normally make that much bloody noise. Where's my magnet gone? I normally have a massive magnet sitting up here. No, not steel. That was strange. Let me quickly catch up on comments. Oh, I haven't checked that out there. Daryl's actually just got a photo with Bobbick. I was on the phone to Bobbick a couple of nights ago. Are you kidding me? Who would leave a key in the alarm? That is just bad. Leaving a key in the alarm is as bad, actually probably worse, than going, I'll grab a key here. Better not be a spider behind this bitch. Yeah, leaving the key in an alarm is just as bad, probably actually worse than going, we just bought our first house. I'm taking a photo of that shit and posted it. Although, if anyone's interested, wait. There you go. Look, nice, clean. It's a CH751. It was really funny. Person had keys the other day. And they had one of the keys sitting there. Like, they got the keys sitting out. And I'm sitting there looking at it. And me being me, because I cut a lot of keys and I deal with a lot of keys and work with a lot of keys and stuff like that. Turned around and went, CH751. And they're like, what? I'm like, oh, sorry. That key right there is a CH751. And they're like, a what? I'm like, go on my website, you'll see it. Recognise it before they're ready to take you. Who doesn't recognise the CH751 or a 0003 key if you're here in Australia, or a CL001 or a Cat 74. Cat 74s are really, really easy to view as well. They look identical except for two things. So a Cat 74, which works on paper towel dispensers that are used in places like hospitals and Melbourne Museum. And other places, because, you know, when you're in there and you look and you go, oh, I'll stick my key in it. Looks very much the same as a CH751, except for the fact that the end key, the end cap, is higher. It's not flatter. It's not lower like on the CH751. And instead of using the YA4, it uses a YA4R blank, which is the reverse profile. for those of you that are wondering, yes, we do have the Aussie 5 bump key set available. We also still have a couple of the bump hammers, and I just finished off another 2, and I've got to print some more. So I'll have some more bump hammers available up on the website, along with once I print some more, I'll probably make some of those bundle sets that I was on about, bump hammer and bump keys together. And I've got to print some more pinning trays and stuff. You talking about the Sentry safes? Because I haven't been on Discord server today to have a look. Secure them. Never heard of them. Probably don't get them here in Australia. That's but you know. Okay. They're behind other logos. That kind of makes sense. That would make sense. I get that. Ooh, this one's sparking because this is a bloody steel key. That's why it sounds different. Yep. I forgot. I ordered ages ago. I got some JMAs. And some of them were steel. They kind of bust up your cutting wheels pretty freaking quick. Yeah, to buff these. Oh, got my finger. See, at least you know when you purchase my bump key sets, any of my keys, they're not mass produced things. They're all hand cut, hand buffed to make sure they're perfect. Like my Viking bands, which are out of stock at the moment, and I am working on making more stock. They're all handmade, which you can see behind the light down there. I've got some sitting there, which I'm in the process of building, working. Move it down for a sec so I can put all these keys together. Come on. Which way does he turn? That way. The only stuff I have that is kind of mass produced stuff that I don't make 100% myself are like the Randolph RF boosters. Mark, what's going on? Daryl and I were actually just talking about you the other day. All good things, I promise. Or were they? Shit. Um. So yeah, the Randolph RF. Some of that's mass-produced stuff, and then I put them all together. The microwave radar boards for the Flipper Zeros. The USB condoms, as they're known in the trade, the data blockers. Um, Key covers. On the Devious Dakota card, the Aussie version, the Oz one. I don't make them. They, as you know, I worked on that project with Deviant. I've worked on a few projects with Deviant over the time, and um, yeah, I've stuck them on the website. I think everything else, yeah, I make. Bump hammers I make, all the keys I make, all the 3D printed products I do, the Viking Slim Jim bands, the Tinker bracelets. Um, Someone did say to me at work the other day about the Tinker bracelets. He saw a post of someone with one, not one of mine, another manufacturer, had a half a handcuff key on it. And I'm like, maybe I should look at putting a half handcuff key on mine. I just have to try and find somewhere I can get some decent handcuff keys from. And I'd modify them to be like the universal handcuff key. I wouldn't leave mine as a stock handcuff key. I'd have to do the universal. Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. You can own a handcuff key, yes. I walked into a courthouse with half a handcuff key in my wallet, and they, after I told them what it was and what it was in and what I do, they went, "Oh, okay, no problems." So, so handcuffs are illegal to own here, except for a couple of um, exemptions to that rule. So the really, really old, like, um, trying to think of the words for them, like medieval style kind of things that you can see sometimes find in like uh, the mill market and stuff like that. I've seen some really old, like weirdo ones, usually without a key. The key gets lost, and stuff like that. That's kind of fine. Yes, fluffy cuffs with a thumb release you can get. Ball accounts is actually new ones. I don't know personally. I don't go in there, but I've been told by someone that there's actually new handcuffs in the adult stores that are actually not double locked. They don't double lock, but they don't have the safety thumb release, and they're actually pretty good bloody quality for teaching. So I've been told. Um, but yes, in order to actually have handcuffs here, you have to have a security license, because each pair of handcuffs is actually registered to you. The fluffy safety, kids' toys that you get in the adult stores, they're legal. And zip tie handcuffs are illegal. I know because I've got some sitting right over there. Because we teach people how to escape from them in classes. And I also have one sitting on my bed head. And it's not for what you're thinking. I have one sitting in there because when I get bored, I'll literally, or not when I get bored, when I want to practice my skills, I'll find like random bits and pieces that I can use to shim myself out of the handcuffs. Because there's no point in me teaching it if I don't practice. That's the way I see it. I got to be able to demonstrate these skills and do these skills. So it is what you're thinking. It's not going to tell people I'm into whips and they get all excited and I'm like, yeah, no, not the whips you're thinking of. I'm talking about the stock whips and the bull whips that I've got in there. And when I say, talking to people, what do you? I'd like handcuffs. Oh, and half training cuffs, like those Southall ones, are legal. I know because I've got one in our training kit as well. We also do have in our classes real proper handcuffs, but that's because Daryl's a security guard and he's registered and licensed to have handcuffs. I also bought duct tape one time. It felt a bit awkward checking out both. So it'd be like going into a supermarket and walking out with a tub of Vaseline and a cucumber, James. It's saying it's not what you think it is. Is it to latex? So yeah, that's what kind of makes it difficult as well, and that's why we say to people is, why when we've had people ask us, why do you teach people how to get out of zip ties and stuff like that? I'm like, because it's illegal to have handcuffs here unless they've got safety thumb releases. So more than likely, you're going to, if you do get restrained, you're going to be restrained with either, like zip ties because they are so cheap and they're easy to get your hands on. Well, far out. Thank you, Mark. You are a freaking legend. Absolute bloody legend. Daryl and I, thank you very, very much. So yeah, that's why we teach people about it. Thank you. You are a massive supporter of this channel, and we really do appreciate everyone's support. That's what I mean. I haven't had a chance to do content. I do apologise for that. As I said, I've been so freaking busy. It's not funny. I've literally been on the computer or at work. Like I get home from work and I'm on the computer and I'm on the computer till late and then sleep for a little bit, get up, go to work all day, and then back here. And it's been hectic the last few days since I'm running the maintenance for the next 3 months at my other work. So on the upside, I did get to play with some locks. One of the rooms had a brand new paint job, and so everything got stripped out and got to install all the hardware back on the doors, which is always fun. That's the first thing. I like looking around. I'm like, okay, I got to put all the covers back all over the light switches and the cool bells and the power points, and I'm like, I've got to install a brand new TV there, and there's no um, wall mount for the TV because the person that was in that room beforehand never had a wall mounted TV, and that's what we use now. Um, I'm like, I've got to put one of them in, finding studs and all that. No, I don't have razor blades in the room of the hat. That would be illegal. Got one there, although that's not an actual razor blade. Someone did ask me once why I have a razor blade around my neck. It's because of my last name. Think about it. Although mine has a different spelling. Pronounced the exact same way, it's just missing one letter. And I've been wearing the hat because it's been freaking cold here. And when you don't have much hair, it has been pelting down the rain like last night. Bloody Daryl sends me a photo. Beautiful sunshine. He's like, it's freaking hot up here. And stuff like that. So I sent him a video going, bastard, it's pissing down rain. I'm sitting in my car, rain's pouring down. I'm like, prick. So yeah, I do collect flat caps. So yeah, anyway, I'm like looking around the room and all this stuff I got to do, and I'm like, door hardware first. First thing that popped up, I'm like, screw the rest, door hardware first. That is what I'm doing. So I did. Can't help myself. I walk into places, I look like I'm casing the joint. I think we all do that. It's like one of the guys at work. I gave him a lockpick set, and he first had to go with mine. He was talking to me about lockpicking. I said, I can teach you. He's like, what? I said, I'll let you have. I've always got my picks on me and stuff like that. I said, I'll let you have a go. I'll teach you. I'll bring in a couple of the clear see-through practice locks so you can see what you're going to do. And I said, because anyone can pop them, even like a baby can pop one of them open. I said, and I'll bring in like the master lock and stuff like that. So I'll give it to that in a second, Mark. So anyway, I let him have a go and stuff like that. And he's like, this is actually really fun. Like he couldn't get the clear training lock, but he popped the master lock, which I mean, yeah, okay, master locks are pretty shit. We all know that. That's why we have them in our kits. And why I always go when I see people in Bunnings and they're looking for locks and they grab a lock and they're like looking at it and they pick up master lock. I'm like, nope. Can't help myself. It automatically comes out. As soon as they grab it, I'm like, nope. Don't do it. They just look at me and I walk off. So anyway, I gifted him a pick set afterwards, and he went and bought a lock, and he's picked it that many times. He's like, I've got to find some more locks now. And he goes, but since I started doing it, he goes, I am really enjoying it. He goes, but now I've noticed myself walking through doors or walking into a door or, through a doorway, walking into a building, anywhere. He goes, and I've noticed that I am looking at what locks they have. He goes, I'd never looked at it before. He goes, I never thought about it before. He goes, you just open the door, grab the handle, whatever, walk through, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I never actually thought about it. He goes, but now I've noticed myself doing it. I said, yeah, wait till you get to where I'm at. I said, I walk into a building. I said, I'm not just looking at what locks they got on the door. Said I'm looking at what their handle setup is. I'm looking at what hinges they got in place, whether they're security hinges, whether they're not. If they're ones where you can quickly pop the hinge pins out. Are they fire rated doors? Are they not fire rated doors? Is it a high security lock? Is it a normal lock? I said, not just that. I'll look at what cameras they've got. Can I see the cameras? And then work out in my head what the angles of fields of view would be for the cameras. I'm like, do they have RFID locks? Do they have radio frequency locks? Do they have all this stuff? I said, so I walk in and I look like I'm freaking cased in the joint. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm seeing if anyone's carrying, keys hanging off their belt, if they've got an RFID tag hanging off of them. And I'm like, I wonder how close I can get to them and swipe that card. Interesting. And stuff like that. I actually purchased a magic prop device. It's called a gecko. And it's made in a way that you can stick anything to it. It's used for sleight of hand tricks. So you can have something in your hand like a small mobile phone, cigarette lighter, bottle cap, coins, note, bank card, anything. And you can wave your hand over the top of it, and the item that you put your hand on top of and you go like that disappears. And I bought one to play with because I thought, if I can walk past someone's got keys sitting there and just like put my hand down and keys are gone or swipe card's gone, I'm like, that'd be a lot of fun. But I'm not that good with it yet. I've got to practice. So, yes, that's what goes through my head when I walk into buildings now and stuff like that. And it's nice to see that once somebody starts getting the log picking, they start noticing it. Not quite to the extent that I'm at and what Daryl's at, or some of our subscribers are at the levels that they are at when they walk into a building, even the outside of a building. Don't have to be inside; you can just be outside. Find weaknesses. I play that game quite often. How would I get in here? Sitting at the hospital. See there are RFID locks on the doors. Oh, they're using buy locks. Oh, the nurse is carrying the RFID swipe card around her neck. Interesting. Outside is the first step, exactly. It's like down in Melbourne. Do you know how freaking tempting? How so tempting it is? Because when I go down to Melbourne, usually I get forced to go down to Melbourne because I don't like to go out. So my friend forces me down to Melbourne. And you walk around the shops and stuff like that, and you like down in the streets, and you got all these buildings and stuff like that, and they always have key lock boxes outside. And do you know how freaking hard it is for me to fight the urge to decode one of them in a couple of seconds? I'm like, oh, I know the decode method for that is really fast. Like, it's just as fast as typing in the actual code. I'm like, oh, but I have to stop myself because that would be illegal. But anyway, to get to your question, Mark. So, to get to your question, Mark, not question mark. So we are still currently in the process of getting the online stuff. We want to make sure it's good first. We don't want to go putting out something that we're not happy with. We are also in the process of setting up week-long courses or a couple of day courses might be like 3 days, could be a week, maybe longer, depends on how much we jam into this course. So I'm in the process of getting all of these slides and everything all together for that that I'm working on. That won't just be for the businesses. We already do stuff for businesses and organisations and stuff, but this would be for public, kind of in a way. So that if, let's say, we get a group of 10 people that are interested, then we will look at a location, hire a conference room in a hotel, whatever it might be, and set everything up and run the class for like a week for the general public. So that's what we are currently working on at the same time. Yeah, lockboxes are cheaper than a real key, definitely. Um, it's terrible. So I see the keys on the outside, and I look, and there's a glass door, nice big gap in the door, and thumb turns on the inside, and I'm like, shit, my J tool's in my car. I'm like, hello. Donk. Yes, I do have a J tool. I've got a lot of tools. It's like Daryl was just saying to me the other day, he's like, dude, I've got to get my hands on he goes, I think I'm going to have to order a under-door tool. I'm like, we've got one. He's like, yeah, but I want one myself. So, although both Daryl and myself are really tempted if we had the funds for it, because they're like $300 or something US, which is way more in Australian, to get our hands on the pineapple pages. That we'd love to get our hands on. The last biggest thing I bought was the Hack RF, which I've got to do some content on. I haven't had a chance. The last video I recorded was gutting Bilock and gutting some Lockwood rim cylinders I got sitting there. So, yeah. And that was not for YouTube. So, yeah, my content's been a bit lapsed. But hoping to change that. So I've got orders to do. I had to finish all these bands to post off, and post off an order of keys tomorrow. Between my other work, all the work on the computer, the fact that I don't even have my dark access sets available because bloody key blanks won't be here until November now. I'm hoping I don't get another email states it's not. Oh no, wait. It was supposed to be here in November. It's now January next year. That was it. But it did say that one of the other suppliers I use does have some. I haven't emailed her yet to find out. That's the email I've got to send. And I also got to give Sky a massive shout out because she is freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome. And yeah. I mean, honestly, lockboxes, don't use them. Or when they get a key lockbox and they put little screws to hold it into the wall. I mean, yeah. All right, let's head inside. I might continue to do this live while I cook some dinner. Because this is meant to be a short live. Right, how much battery do I have? 70%. Oh, that's all right. And I've got emails, Snapchats, and a shitload of notifications. One sec. No idea who that is. Someone added to their it's January next year. Oh, I forgot. I have to grab some castration bands. I'll sit in here for a sec. So I can always throw in a couple with bump key orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6. Actually, I'm going to have to buy another container of them. And yeah, doubt bump hammers. They're done. 2 of them. Ugh. It was daylight when I walked into the shop. And that's super bright bloody light. It's like Wi-Fi networks. When you start getting the hacking stuff, you find like Wi-Fi networks around. You start trying to look at what you can see, what you can do. For on them, I need a cutted bag. So I can put this stuff in for now. I'm already going to take them back out to the shop. Alright, let's sit this down here for a sec. I'll throw this stuff in here. Fill that out afterwards. Yeah, one of my locksmith supplies. Always like to look to see what's new. Carbine, mortise lock spare parts, cam, strike plates, face plates, rebate kit. Spindles. What's this about? The mortise lock offers a swift and smooth 45-degree lever operation, creating a more responsive unlocking experience. It adapts to various security needs with flexible options, including an outside lever locking feature, anti-lockout mode, and when combined with Carbine's hold-back cams, the ability to enable hold-back functionality. Actually doesn't look too bad. Not bad looking carbine mortise. Oh, one of them would be great. I wonder how much that would be, though. Didn't think so. I have to purchase the lock and the furniture and stuff for it. But how cool would that display be? Yes, they send me a magazine. They send me magazines once every now and then. This is October's news. They send me the email where I can view the online magazine, but something about getting your hands on is different. Like, Grandpa, really? Oh, even 4KS. Maximum security master key system. Oh, Carbine's got restricted. The Carbine Sigma X, an innovative restricted keying system boasting a multi broad system designed with up to 1,024 possible change profiles in the one hierarchy. Interesting. Don't tell me you don't like getting your hands on a magazine. Seeing what's in there. Plus, it's good we take these around. I normally throw a couple in my bag when we do in-person class, and people can have a look through them and stuff like that. No, not many companies do send physical ones out anymore. Um, it just, to me, kind of reminds me of back when I was in like primary school, and if you're a really cool kid, you got like these little mini magazine bloody things or comic books. And then when I got a little bit older, it was like car magazines and motorbike magazines. And me and mates would like catch up and, look at different, show each other different magazines and stuff like that. Talk about cars. Like, oh, I'd love to get a car like that when I'm older. Oh, it's a Dodge Charger. You know, it's a new one by Carbine I haven't heard of before. Interesting. Straight lever handle. So that mustn't be for commercial use. Architectural door hardware. Whenever architects get involved with something, they make it for looks and not for functionality. I freaking hate that stuff. Straight machine. Exactly. Loved reading the straight. Yeah. Oh, well, time to organise dinner. And get some cooking done and eat and go for a shower and shave my head and my face and get my lunch ready for tomorrow. Which will be leftovers or whatever what I'll cook for dinner tonight. But I am planning cooking with James. I am planning on doing a live stream on the weekend. This weekend coming up, and hopefully, if he's around, I might actually. Once I end this because it's meant to be a quick live stream. I'll wait until he gets back in. I'll have to ask him tomorrow. By the time he drives back home from up in Canberra, I'll see if Daryl wants to do a live stream. Get both of us going. Yeah, I thought about that in a separate channel ages ago. and stuff, but I never actually got around to it. And my Pride and Joy chef's knife got knocked, fell off the edge of the bench, and well, that was the handle. Custom handle on my chef's knife that I had since I started my apprenticeship. When it's sharper than a freaking razor blade and it falls, you don't grab it. And of course, it fell and tile floor. Daryl was up on camera. I sent him up there because I had work. So, yeah, Daryl was up there. That's why we were chatting about you the other day. He's on his way back down now, a couple of hours ago now. He's on his way back down. Another book I've got to finish reading. And I've got to save up some money and buy a Raspberry Pi 500. So I can replace the Pi 400 in my cyber deck. Because hot water. Because yeah, that one's I wouldn't. So the 500 Plus is a lot more expensive than the 500, and the 500 is actually better than the Pi 400 that I've got, and I just need the 500. The 500 Plus is like, so the Pi 500 is about $350 $400 ish, and I think the Pi 500 Plus is about $800 or something like that. So that's why the Pi 500. As much as I want to get, I'd like to get the Pi 500 Plus, because Daryl and I were looking at them. Because yes, a Pi 400 can run Linux that I'm running. Downside, what was hanging out down in my pocket? Someone who might recognise that. Had to use it up on the roof yesterday. And whacked me bloody head on one of the rafters in there. And then got down and was covered in spider webs. So, yeah, you can run Linux on a Pi 400, but it's not a true 64-bit. It's a 35, 36, something like that. So it doesn't run everything that you can on Linux with it. So I scratched that one and save up because I don't have the funds in the business account at the moment and get the 500. Shit, where'd I put my wok? There. 32, that's what I'm trying to think of. No, I don't actually. Yeah, the processor isn't a 30. 64 processor, so it can't run and install a lot of stuff on it, which is a downside. I mean, I don't want it for cracking passwords and stuff. I do that on another one. So Linux is great. Daryl has been running Linux for the last 11 years. He does run Kali Linux bare metal, which they kind of recommend you don't because it has root privilege and stuff. But Linux is amazing. I like Linux, although I still run Windows 11 on my laptop. Daryl did have Windows about a month ago. He put Windows back on his computer, and quickly in the comments, how long do you reckon it took him before he went back to Linux? So he put Windows on it. How long do you think he lasted with Windows 11 before he went, cracked the sheds and put it straight back onto Linux? Okay, he beat all that. He gave it a week. I don't even think it was a full week. I don't even think it was a full week he gave up. He keeps telling me to put Linux on my laptop. I've been thinking about it. You can virtually get everything. Was done playing with it with Wired, don't use it. Yeah. I mean, everything I run on my laptop's not even there. It's in the laptop bag. Everything I run on Windows, you can run on Linux anyway. So, but anyway, I'm going to hyperfixate on trying to get dinner quick so then I can get cleaned up. Everything, eat, shower, shave my head, and do the other bits of work I've got to do, and then get into bed and hopefully get some sleep. So I'm going to wrap this live stream up. As I said, it was only going to be a quick one. I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Super quick as meant to be. Don't do a dual boot. Yeah, I was thinking about there's a couple of operating systems that I want to put on the USBs and stuff like that. So the other one I was thinking about getting was that Dragon OS, which is used for radio, which I can hopefully, with just running Linux, I can get some of the programs on Kali that Dragon OS uses and then plug in my RTL SDR into the CyberDeck, the BOD box of destruction. And yeah, have that along with the Hack RF. And of course the Flipper Zero, which mine's in my car in my EDC bag. And I've got to check to see if I need to charge it. Because I do use it a bit. Actually, that would have been a good time to do a live stream on Saturday night. Because I ended up drinking 5 cans of Jameson and cola and then 5 cans of Guinness Saturday night. So lockpicking drunk would have been a lot of fun. Fusion 360. Oh. Learn to distill. Used to do all that. Used to do homebrew, beer and alcohol. Used to drink a lot of that. Not anymore. But anyway, thanks to those of you that jumped on and stuck around for a bit. Massive thank you to Mark over the border. We know it's Mark of the Beast, but I still like over the border. It sounds better because you are over the border to me. G'day, Newhouse. Yeah, you jumped on just as I'm ending. And stuff like that. I promise I will do a live stream next weekend, this weekend coming up. I don't have my kids this weekend coming up, so I will be out in the shop working. So I will do a live stream. Would you prefer one earlier in the morning, my time, or at like this time of night? Because that's when yous are around. You know, like whatever would work best for yous. I don't even know what the time is in the US at the moment. I do have to send some emails to people and not 1 a.m. 5:40 a.m. here. Okay. All right, so a little bit, no, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so it's really early over there. So I might do it early in the day, my time here. So probably about the same time that Lady Locks was live today. Yep. So I'll do it about the same time Lady Locks does hers. What comment got held? Let me view the bloody message. You blimey wanker. I kind of want to let that message go through only because it's hilarious, but I better not. No. All good. So all right. So I'll do a live stream Saturday, maybe even Sunday, earlier in the mornings, about the same time Lady Locks was today, which is about 10:30, 11 o'clock ish in the morning my time. 10 o'clock. Yeah, about 10 o'clock my time. So oh, good, James. Usually this channel's got more than just me talking. It's usually stuff on physical and cybersecurity. Fabric burner. Yeah, there's no room to put. There's no room to put a blade in here at all. And when you don't have much freaking hair, it gets freaking cold, especially here when it's raining and shit weather. So, but anyway, I will see you all on Saturday and possibly Sunday. And I'll see if I can get a content video recorded sometime this week and get it up and out there. Not quite sure just yet, but split the rim. Well, not much of a rim really either on this one. Maybe on my other ones because I've got multiple flat caps. Hi, Dana. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. Yeah. Do you know that's actually BS about the blades in the hat? Plus, my folks aren't from Birmingham, from Mitcham, Surrey, in London, southern London, and Limerick in Ireland, not from Birmingham. So, anyway, I will see you all on Saturday and hopefully Sunday. Stay safe. Check out the website doubt.com.au and you can get your hands on some awesome bloody products. There will be more stock coming. And yeah, till next time, do some lockpicking, do some bypassing, do some hacking, keeping it bloody legal. And cheers, guys. If my phone wants to work. Come on.